boxes was right around the time that bug up, and off we go.
Bombs in the sanctuary. Well, that kind of devalues the uncle start, but they can't know that.
And big 20 in Link's house. We're both Techno and Kala and DT all headed for, would assume Uncle.
Yeah, the idea of the uncle start here is that it's 2 more locations and a tree pull before going up to, or before going to Kakariko, which gives you more opportunities to find bombs, which you'll need 3 of for full clearing Kak.
But we had a beautiful bomb drop there for DT and Kala. They got an 8 bomb drop.
Very handy. But with 3 bombs being in the Saint chest, it's not going to be too impactful. Everyone should have bombs before going to Kakariko without too much trouble.
Absolutely, and we have them in the Lost Woods as well. At Cave.
All the bombs.
So yeah, it looks like none of the runners are going to be lacking for bombs when they head into Kakariko here.
Yeah, it's really good. It feels real bad to like have to buy bombs or farm some bombs.
Absolutely, or even worse, not getting enough rupee drops and then having to really ration your bombs, or having none, I should say, when you enter
Goomba, our first runner to make it into Blind's Hideout, one of the more dense item locations in the game, where we find nothing and nothing and probably
More
nothing
bomb.
3 more times. Oh, a Moon Pearl. I guess that's something.
Yeah, I guess that's a little bit of something. It only is, one of the parts of Dark World access.
Right, yeah. Oh, wait, a sword. And we found out the Ether Medallion is on Lumberjack, so maybe required? It could happen.
I bet chat is absolutely hyped to see that Ether Medallion there, because they love a good Agaseed.
Unfortunately, it's going to be a while before we can actually find out if we need that. We'll need to see both Mitts and Flute just to find out for sure. Master Sword.
You know what? Already in a Master Sword.
I think it might be required, you guys.
Now we're all voting for, like, Hammer on Pedestal.
It's possible that Aga might just be required in general and have nothing to do with that Ether Medallion.
Yeah, Talwyn, that would work too. Hammer at Pyramid Fairy.
I mean, just for Dark World access.
Yeah, absolutely. And Bottle Vendor ripping people off today, trading 100 rupees for 20.
And our chicken house is some flippers. Ooh.
Alright. That's really interesting.
Early flippers are kind of gross because, like, in this early game, right, everybody's like, they're really hurting for rupees. They don't have a ton of rupees right now. So to find out that, oh, look, Zora's in Logic, that's not good.
Yeah, that's never a good feeling when you have to leave that check sit there for a long time.
We didn't find much in the way of rupees in Kakariko, but there's still, like, Mini Malorm Cave that might pay off.
And Library's just holding a piece of heart, so we probably won't be seeing that today.
And until somebody has gloves or boots, Houlihan's not really going to be an option with the flippers already. Ooh, that's a
There's
hammer,
our
though,
hammer.
on the race game.
Yeah, that's... We're losing Agaseed Dark Access real fast, but... And I'd like to mention that DT is really messing with my eyes with that pointer for his icon. I'm like, I need to move my mouse. We have DT, Caladrius, and Techno just kind of clearing out their CAC checks, and Goomba going through Link's Hut, so I'm guessing he's probably going to head for the South Shore now?
He is going to go front of escape, I guess.
Well, I guess I'm wrong.
Yeah, it's not too unusual to do this, like especially seeing as how he hasn't already done the Uncle Drop, so there's 2 more checks up here. Usually you like to see players, try to do back of escape first and maybe rule out Zelda's cell, but no gloves, so that's not an option just yet. And then with the flippers in hand, right, if he goes over to Ice Shard Cave, you'll want to do the flipper checks like right after, but he's still really low on rupees, so maybe do the front of escape and get some rupees there.
That's very true. It's a good point.
Ideally, we want to see gloves to be able to Houlihan and do like the 50 rupee cave if needed.
Yeah, I'm sure the runners are feeling the same way with those early flippers. They'd love to do a Houlihan now. You see Goomba here heading towards front of escape now.
Technolink's gonna follow him. Somebody go South Shore.
Exactly. Someone needs to go South Shore. We need to see those checks. Old Man Sunshine, I think that's the perfect name for DT, is a cursor to the past.
So we find a map in the map chest. So this means that everything else in the front of escape is currently out of logic.
Techno heading to back of escape?
Yeah, it looks like he's going up to Dark Cross.
Looks like we're going to get to see what's in the dam today. Just a little love. And a whole heart piece, a lot of love there inside the actual dam itself.
Alright, Technolink in the Dark Cross room. And that's a shovel in the Dark Cross and a flute in Zelda's cell.
Wow, so we got our first fetch quest of the day.
So this is actually pretty good news for Goomba. He'll be able to get down to the dam and mini Moldorm Cave just a little bit more efficiently. Although mini Moldorm Cave was empty. Just some heart pieces.
Yeah, 0 out of 10 mini Moldorm there.
Technolink saved and quit after Dark Cross. That is weird, I would say.
Yeah, I don't know why he didn't just go past it and check back of escape at the same time, but there's 300 rupees.
Yeah, that's really good. He didn't have a key to go to the back of escape, but he could have death warped. Although death warping in the dark is not really simple. And he's going to leave the rest of the escape and go to South Shore.
And we saw just a whole lot of nothing there under the bridge for DT.
Maybe Ice Rod Cave has all the things. It's possible. It could happen. It didn't.
Or it could not happen, I guess. That leaves them running out of checks. I mean, that leaves them with really Agina's Cave, and Eastern is...
In the Zora area.
And Zora, yeah. Keep forgetting about that. I'm not used to early Zora checks like that.
Looks like Caladrius is going to be going to the Zora checks, though. Or at the very least, a Hobo. But, you know, not having those 500 rupees, like, they don't want to go to Zora yet. They can still get, like, Waterfall Fairy and Zora Ledge, but they'd be leaving behind Zora himself.
Yeah, I feel like they'll probably check Eastern before they go to Zora.
Eastern is a pendant, so like they don't really want to go to Eastern either. But the one nice thing about Eastern being a pendant is, you know, without the bow, it's not like you definitely have to come back later.
Absolutely. Plus, they'll have Sahasrarla's Hut, which is 3 items as well.
Nothing in the Waterfall Fairy for DT. We'll find that out soon.
We are going to get a Zora Ledge check here.
Nothing
Just
there
some
either.
Yep. It's getting thinner and thinner. And I'm sure our runners are wondering the same thing. Where is progression?
At this point, I think Zora having something is pretty likely. It's still not guaranteed because they still have like the whole Eastern area they can do. But early flippers, and there was nothing behind the flippers, and you haven't checked Zora. It's probably Zora.
Up, and DT might be making the ledge check and the Gina's cave check.
Looks like he's not going to bother checking Desert Ledge today. It's not a big deal. I usually don't check that anymore. Unless I have a boost, I guess. But Caladrius headed over to Sahasrarla's Hut and maybe Eastern Palace.
No, Bagina's not hiding anything either.
So Goomba's headed up to the mountain, but remember, the flute was out of logic. He'll need to be able to find the small key to Hyrule Castle to put that back in logic.
No, the flute was in logic. It was in the front end of escape.
Yeah, it was in Zelda's cell, but Zelda's cell and the boomerang chest are both out of logic without the small key. So the small key right now has to be in the back of escape, which will require will require the gloves.
Interesting. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, it's not like the key logic isn't really impactful in an open seed. It's really more of like a cross keys or key sanity kind of thing. But the logic still applies here.
There's something.
Two somethings.
We've got the mushroom, our second fetch quest, and a red cane. But that still doesn't really open anything that they haven't already had access to besides the mushroom itself.
Yeah, nothing super fun. DT and Caladrius diving into Pendant Eastern Palace. Maybe we'll find that progression here.
At this point, we're looking for a glove for progression to give us Dark World access. Or Mirror would give us Tower of Hera access. And there's our glove. Caladrius finding the glove in Compass Chest in Eastern.
Alright, so Pendant Eastern required. And that also puts our flute in logic, because they'll be able to reach that small key in the back of escape.
True, also we're going to see the Zora check here from Technolink.
Where did he get all those rupees? It's the shovel, that's where.
I thought maybe he robbed Hyrule Bank.
So we're just with 5 rupees. Thanks, buddy.
And the Rage Bomb from Technolink.
Yeah, he just went from 501 rupees to 6. Does not feel good.
I think Zora's up there ripping people off today.
Pretty good hint there in Eastern Palace, telling you not to do the purple chest. Second item, just a piece of heart, though. DT will continue, and he'll grab this vanilla big key chest out of logic. Meanwhile, Technolink headed down to Zelda's cell, where he will find his flute.
And I believe they're still missing the compass out of Eastern. So if this chest has the compass, then I think they're going to require Armos for the last item. Flute was in
Thankfully.
Zelda's cell.
Thankfully, that last chest was the third item, so Armos will not have progression today. It's still possible they'd have to kill him for, like, pedestal, but that's about it.
And we're probably going to see back of escape here from Caladrius.
Yep, in the name of DT as well. We know one of these is a small key, but the other two will be items.
Bloomerang.
And both players opt to save and quit, not using that key to go get that shovel.
Luckily for them, we know it is just rupees, and Zora isn't hiding anything, but they might come to regret it if they're not finding any rupees.
Neither of them have been to front of escape yet, so they don't know for sure that it's not just a map in Dark Cross, not wanting to waste that time getting it. And DT's gonna fake powder at 17 minutes into the game. Maybe something good.
I'm sure he's hoping. As we hear someone let the goose loose here. Technolink freeing the goose.
Just 3 bombs on Magic Bat, but now you know.
Exactly.
DT's walking out of Magic Bat. I think he's going to go to the Dark World here at Village of Outcasts.
That is true. With that glove, they do have Dark World access.
Green pendant, Skullwood's pendant at Thieves Town, and I think red was Pod and TR.
I saw the TR red. I didn't see the pod red. Well, we are going to get a Hype Cave check here from Goomba. As Caladrius gets his flute here from Zelda's cell. And not a whole lot there in Hype Cave.
What else is new?
Good point. I think we should officially rename it the Unhype Cave.
DT headed towards the front of Escape. Now he does not have the fire rod to clear out this dungeon. But he can potentially get both items here in the front.
I mean front of woods, not front of escape, right?
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
Same thing.
Yeah, because I want to escape that dungeon and not have to fight the boss every time, too.
Just a map in vanilla big key. He takes a death to return to the entrance and heal a bit of hearts.
We see Goomba here doing the shovel game for 20 rupees.
Quick dig.
Oh, and Goomba's now going to do our mushroom check. We'll see what the old witch has for us. Ten arrows.
Not much.
No.
DT getting no love here in the front of Skull Woods. Not a single item to be found. Oh, there's one. It's a bottle.
Well, that opens up Sick Kid at least. Maybe the Sick Kid has something?
Yeah, I mean, it's technically progression.
I'm calling it Validation Rupee on Sick Kid.
DT check-in bumper cave. It is nothing. Where's all the progression, man?
Thieves Town.
It's gotta be somewhere.
In fact, from what it looks like, yeah, DT might be headed for Thieves Town now.
Yeah, no, Thieves Town makes a lot of sense at this point. Like, it's a crystal. You can full clear it. Blind's not too troublesome.
Yeah, with 8 hearts especially, blind won't be too much trouble for really any of these runners. And the Village of Outcasts itself coming up with not a whole lot of anything.
Technolink finally making his way over to Eastern Palace. He put it off a lot longer than everybody else did. And a little punished for it.
And a piece of heart was the gift in the chest game.
Alright, it's time. This will be our first crystal dungeon. I'm sure it has all the things.
Absolutely, it's got at least 3 progression items in it.
I'm thinking 5 or 6 maybe. It could happen.
Nah, because it's going to have 2 swords in here, obviously.
So we can do extra damage to blind.
Don't think that's how blind works.
Maybe not. You just have to believe.
As some of my friends are fond of saying, well, yeah, not with that attitude.
That's a very fun meme.
Now I have to wonder, does Techno think he's behind, or does he think he's ahead by getting that glove out of Pendant East?
It does feel bad to last location your Dark World access, but it's not. It's really not that huge a deal. A lot of the things that he did, not going to Eastern, everybody else is going to end up doing anyway. Like walking up to Spectacle Rock Cave, like everyone's going to do that.
Caladrius now also in Thieves Town, trying to clear it out for himself.
Yeah, he skipped out on that front of Skull Woods check, so no bottle for him. Could be impactful later, but probably not. There's a bunch of bottles in the game.
Bow
So
near Misery Mire, which means it's
that's
probably in
helpful.
the shack.
Yeah, it's definitely in Meyer's shed. So can we get some French vanilla mitts game?
Maybe that'll be the progression in the dungeon, is French vanilla mitts.
It could happen. Unfortunately, I see mitts a lot more often in like Swamp and Pod than in Thieves Town.
Oh, that would feel bad if mitts are in pod.
Technolink not doing the damage boost to get to this chest, instead killing everything in the room a little slower.
So now Technolink has his Dark World access. So wonder where he's going to check first.
DT down to 2 hearts. Goomba as well here in Thieves Town. Very dangerous dungeon this is. 20 rupee stun prize.
Alright, looks like we're going to get to see what's in the big chest. Now they do have all the items out of, or all the dungeon items out of Thieves Town, so vanilla French vanillas.
It's not even French vanilla. That is pure, unadulterated vanilla Titansmiths.
And I'm sure DT feels good about that, knowing that the bow is in Meyer's shed.
Yeah, very handy.
Yeah, I fully expect him to go straight to Meyer's shed as soon as we see him finish off blind. And our wonderful pun there by blind. And blue mail on blind.
Always a nice item to see. Oh, this wasn't a crystal. My bad.
Oh no, it was a pendant dungeon.
This whole time I thought it was a crystal. This is bad news for Caladrius, though. He took a death in Thieves Town and is not going back in.
And he doesn't have his vanilla mitts yet, so...
Nobody told me.
That's okay, I didn't see that it was a pendant, not a crystal either, so don't feel bad. Fire rod on Pyramid Ledge.
Sweet. Now we can do another pendant. We can find a lamp, then pedestals in logic.
Alright!
What a nice start to my day. Very nice blind script there from Goomba, getting his blue mail.
What worries me is all the progression we've seen, yes, in two pendant dungeons. Fire Rod was on Pyramid Ledge. We could realistically see a pedestal seed here.
Ice Rod on Stumpy. We're gonna need that. Catfish only having some rupees. No biggie.
And the sick kid only having his allowance to give us. And it looks like DT is taking Jeremiah on a trek across the world here.
Yeah, I'm curious if he's gonna walk up to Catfish after this, or just saving put after Hype Cave. A lot of players will try and put off the pyramid and Catfish checks for as long as they can. They're very slow compared to most places.
It looks like he is not, but we do see Technolink headed in towards Pod now. Now without Bo, he cannot full clear that dungeon.
Yeah, this is very unfortunate coming in Pod before getting the bow, with how easily accessible the bow was. Or will be, I guess. Nobody's actually gone to get it.
Oh, Chad is right though. DT does not have his flute yet, meaning he cannot get the bow.
Oh! DT, what you doing, man? Just go to front of Escape. No, I think from his point of view, it's 3 items in the front of Escape. So it's a location he'll definitely probably end up going soon-ish, you know, without those mitts.
But looks like the blacksmiths were making capes today, so I guess they were clothiers instead of blacksmiths today.
As long as DT doesn't find like the hook shot or the mirror, he'll make his way into front of Escape very soon. Maybe do Pod first.
And there's our bow, plus 300 rupees.
Did he check the medallion?
It was Ether.
There, okay.
So it is an Agaseed because Ether is up on Agaled.
On La Lumberjack, yup. See, now we need something on pedestal just so this is an all dungeon seed.
Absolutely. We need like mirror on pedestal.
Alright, DT's headed towards his flute now.
And Technolink still working on the mullet dungeon.
Go to the next room, it says.
Thanks, Hintile.
Technolink says no and goes backwards.
He's like, you're not my mom.
You always do what your mom says.
Honestly, yes. I'm 35 and I still do exactly what my mom says.
Every time she tells me to do something, I say, make me! You're not the boss of me.
See, I try that, and then she just says, okay, and threatens to come over.
Not that. Anything but that.
Exactly.
DT is intentionally taking damage here. He's not bad at the game. He's setting up a Death Warp to get to the Dark Cross chest.
And Technolink getting a something.
Sweet.
Yep. Single arrow as well. Definitely a very, very important item to get. And this is one of the worst dark rooms in the game, the Dark Maze.
Yeah, it's kind of tricky to learn. Like you have to like memorize the layout, but like having a sword makes it much more doable. "10 arrows is your reward, Technolink."
And let's see the magic that's in the big chest.
Oh man,
Professor,
so
that's
frustrating.
I'm sorry, I didn't see what was in the big chest.
Oh, it's just a piece of heart, but it like full healed him. So if anybody else like happens to get a full heal in that chest, like right when they were setting up like a death warp, he didn't have the bow, so he wasn't gonna death warp anyway. But like everybody else though.
Well, it looks like Technolink might be making his way to, yeah, it looks like he's going to the Dark World probably for Thieves Town and,
He might
probably
do
a
Skull
woods check.
first, yeah.
Oh, actually, yeah, he has a fire rod, so he can complete Skull Woods.
Yeah, he'll be the first player there with the fire rod. If he goes there. I mean, Skullwoods isn't that appealing. There is one item locked by on the fire rod, and there's the green pendant. But there's what was it like? One item in the front of Thieves Town.
Yes, I believe one item in the front of Thieves Town.
So yeah, so at this point, like Thieves Town still looks a little better, but he is gonna go Skullwoods.
And Galadrius kind of thinking the same thing there as Technolink, heading back into the Dark World, probably to do Thieves Town and Skullwood.
So Goomba, not wanting to Death Warp, he's gonna hammer jump into the Dark Maze and go backwards through it so that he can just walk out.
That will save him a little bit of time. And DT headed to get his bow now.
Give me that boat.
And let's see what's in the back of Skull Woods. This could actually be very huge for Technolink. If there is a progression item back here, or possibly locked behind Green Pendant, he could start to run away with this.
I'm surprised he didn't go to Mothula first, but I guess he's like pretty low on hearts. So he would he would want a Death Warp anyway to get that heal.
Yes, and that was the big key, so he may now head back to the big chest. Nope, he is going to go after Mothula first.
Yeah, I think in this situation, like you're committed to doing Mothula, getting that green pendant. Like even if you found, well, unless I guess if you found like major progression or something in that chest, you wouldn't do it. But like you came here specifically for that green pendant, right?
We see Goomba opening up the end of pod here. And Technolink turned into a Dratini.
He got caught by that bunny beam, unfortunately.
And it is now time for the most fair and well-balanced boss fight in the game.
Yeah, I can't think of a better executed boss fight than Mothula. You know, like it's so nice, this fight.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, who doesn't like a fight with a flying enemy with spikes flying around the room and conveyor floors that go in random direction?
Yeah, not to mention, Mothula has a very unique ability of completely negating the damage you did because there happened to be a spike right behind him.
Oh, of course, you can't forget that. That's what makes it the most fair and balanced.
Get out of the corner! There he goes. Nice
Those-
job, technically.
Yeah, it's very nice job, especially with those hammer straps.
And looks like our second item in Skullwoods will be in that big chest. Caladrius down to 2 hearts, 3 hearts here in the back of Skullwoods. Rather precocious position.
We see Goomba taking out Helmasaur King here.
Yeah, he's down to 2 hearts here. 1 heart here.
Oh,
no!
It's pinned against the wall.
Helmasaur was not having it. Neither was Mothula for Caladrius. Technolink gonna go turn in that big key. We'll find out what else is in this dungeon.
Tempered
Oh,
sword.
Tempered sword behind Mothula. So it's not progression, but it's really nice.
Very true. I'm sure he's very happy to see that. I'm sure he would have been happier to see it before fighting Mothula, but
Right. Caladrius is gonna give Moth a second shot.
I believe in you, Caladrius.
Got a fair bit of hearts there. Mothula is a very trolly boss, though. A big factor in the fight is just straight up spike RNG. Sometimes Mothula is just hanging out with spikes behind him the entire time. Sometimes he likes to go to the center of the room over and over again.
That's very true. And if he decides to hang at the back of the room with all the spikes, it's very, very difficult to deal with him.
Yeah, there's very little you can do about it. Just gotta wait for him. I'm a little nervous for the... he was like trying to stay behind Mothula. It's usually pretty dangerous.
Ooh, he's down to 2 hearts here. You better watch out.
Yeah, he's being extra aggressive.
But he does
Ooh,
get Mothula.
nice job.
Well, we see Goomba here taking on Helmasaur King as well.
There we go.
Beautiful bow strats there by Goomba.
And that is our first crystal of the day, and a
And
book to
Helmasaur
boot.
King is book.
Oh man, we could do so many things with that book. We can get like desert access. Never mind. That's all we can do.
And no, we've also unlocked checking.
Oh yeah, that's true. I think I might be checking Ped right now, with being only a lamp away from pedestal being in logic.
Yeah, that's a scary thought that pedestal's almost in logic now. We do see Techno now in Thieves Town. He's gonna end up getting his vanilla mitts.
Goomba headed up the mountain. I think we will probably see Spike Cave. He already has that cape from Sakid.
Blacksmith's head cape.
Or Blacksmith, whatever. Same thing.
And they all live
They're
in
both short,
Kakariko.
right?
They're both short. They live in the town. It's fine.
No love from the fairy bushes. He has plenty of hearts though to do this with the cape.
We see DT here going through Pod.
Just 20 rupees from that Spike Cave.
So now the question starts to become, where is the next major progression? We're looking for mirror, hookshot.
What do we even have left? It may just be Front of Desert.
Yeah, it very likely could be.
No, it can't. Actually, no, it can't be. That's locked behind the lamp.
No, back of end of desert is locked behind the lamp. Front, they
no,
couldn't
the book was on Helmasaur.
You're right, yeah. So no, it can't be there.
So what do we have left? Gosh darn it. I'm thinking.
So without mirror, they can't do.
Green
Oh,
Pendant?
they have Ice Palace.
Oh yeah, okay, Ice Palace and Green Pendant.
Yep.
Well, Ice Palace isn't so bad if you picked up that Temperate Sword, though.
That's very true. And it is a crystal dungeon, so they'll have to do it at some point anyway.
Yeah, and like most of them have a bottle and the flute to go refill it up real quick or something. Like if they're not completely comfortable with like the Master Sword fight. Ice Palace completely slipped my mind.
Looks like Goomba might be headed for... Nope, he's headed to check... Oh, he's headed to get his fire rod.
Oh, DT needs to be careful. Those hammer strats are very fast, but very dangerous.
Very much so.
Oh, walked into it one more time. Oh, there we go. One heart remaining. Looks like Goomba's gonna go into Ice Palace. He just refilled his magic and grabbed a blue potion to go with it.
Yep, that's pretty telling.
So it's very possible that the only thing we're gonna find in Ice Palace is the lamp, right? Putting everything into logic, and that front of desert may just end up being the answer. But you know, it could be any other things as well.
It's very true. We could see Hookshot in there.
Yeah, Hookshot, Mirror, and Boots, I think, are the big ticket items. The Book of Ador's on a boss. Thanks, Ice Palace. You're a friend. Technically in a little trouble here on Blind. Down to 1 heart.
Oh!
Blind was only the blue mail, so if he doesn't go back, it's not a big deal. And he is choosing to leave.
And chat telling DT to stop pointing, that it's very rude. Alright, so as we see Goomba here working his way through Ice Palace, we see Techno with 2 dig 20 rupees.
And our second hint. There's some arrows in that dungeon with the bow. By the way.
Thanks. Thanks, hint panel. But yeah, I believe the next progression item is probably going to be the lamp, and it's got to be in either Ice Palace or it's got to be behind Green Pen.
Nice little bomb strat there in Pen Gator lineup.
And while we see Goomba here just kind of clearing out Ice Palace, I'd like to mention that these guys are all streamers on Twitch. You can follow them all at, we have not seen a ped check yet.
We just did. DT found out it is a little piece of love.
Alright, so it is not a pedestal seed. But yeah, absolutely follow all these runners. Follow Goomba, In the Name of DT, Technolink, and Caladrius. Because they're all wonderful streamers. They're all great to watch and watch them do their practices and things such as that.
Some cash requires the hammer. So no helpful hints here in Ice Palace. Can we get some helpful progression? Please? DT's gonna check Desert Palace for us, though.
Now we know Lamp can't be in here.
And looks like the right side and the boss will be logically boots locked. Potentially progression, though, in this big chest. Could even be the boots.
That would be amusing.
It's arrows, though.
It's not amusing. Well, it's amusing for a different reason.
Alright, well, Desert was not the answer today, and without a Fire Source, DT will have to nope out of here. I think he maybe hasn't seen the ledge.
And it looked like Goomba got his Cane of Brian. Apparently we missed this. Goomba also got his mirror from Ice Palace.
Fun.
So there is our progression.
Yeah, the mirror opens up quite a bit right now. Left side swamp, cave 45, graveyard ledge, and East Death Mountain, along with Tower of Hera.
And Goomba opting to just use his potion and fire rod his way through this.
Out of magic, he'll have to finish it up. Oh, DT does have a fire source. Oh, DT has the fire rod. My bad. I trusted the tracker, and they lied to me.
And Cold Stare having the swag net.
That's okay, trackers. I love the trackers. The trackers are doing a fantastic job.
Yeah, it's got to be quite hard to track 4 different runners.
Well, that, and then also the tracking software is a little tricky. Sometimes you mark an item and it doesn't actually mark the item.
Yeah, so definitely shout outs to our trackers today. That is Professor Renderer and Phase 1. Oh, Professor, you're fine at tracking, don't worry.
Caladrius headed into Ice Palace as well, while Goomba, with the mirror he found there, headed up to Tower of Hera.
And he'll probably see Ether Check
and
here, yeah.
Spiral Cave, and Paradox Cave, and Super Buddy Cave, and maybe even if we find a medallion, all of Turtle Rock. It could happen.
Yeah, that late mirror really opened up a lot of check.
And we're getting real lucky on hint tiles today. A heart container in the Dark Village. And we are firelocked.
So let's see. Well, we know they need the Ether Tablet for Meyer. Up, and it looks like Goomba doing some coffee break strat. Other than that, we need Hookshot and Lamp, and then we're in go mode, it looks like.
And boots. Boots.
Boots, yes. Alright, so we see Techno now taking on his Helmasaur King. Caladrius trying for this tricky bomb jump here.
Yeah, Caladrius being pretty low on heart. Oh, and he falls after doing the bomb jump.
Feels bad, man.
He cannot afford to fall again, so he falls on purpose. Oh no.
Well, it will get him the heal.
There's a good hint. Don't do Graveyard Ledge, you guys. because a hint tile is gonna bail you out. Unless there isn't a hint tile about it, then you should probably be Graveyard Ledge.
And Goomba going up to fight Trolldorm. Let's see how he does here. And no trolling for Trolldorm today.
Yeah, 3 Master Sword spins, taking quick work of Moldorm. Getting only a map for his trouble, though. And a crystal, I guess, is important, maybe.
Maybe a little.
I guess it really depends on, like, what your goal this seed is, right? Like, if you want to kill Ganon, yeah, sure, Moldorm's important. If you just want to pull Ped, though...
This is true. Yeah, see, I think all these runners have it wrong. They should just be trying to pull Ped.
The true victors. Bombos up on the floating island. Potential Turtle Rock access.
And get the first 2 items here in Paradox are a little love and some more bombs.
I have absolutely no idea which runners have checked Lumberjack. At least one has checked it. But I imagine, like, whenever somebody finds the boots, they'll all head over there.
There's our lamp in Paradox Cave.
Hey, that puts, like, everything in logic.
Yeah, they've reconnected their logic chains.
Oh, Caladrius, really low on magic here in Ice Palace, and with no Bombos, he'll need 8 shots to take down Cold Stare. That's not good.
No, not good at all. So we see Technolink here heading through Desert. And it looks like we're also going to get a Turtle Rock check.
And it's Bombos. We can full clear this. I'm so excited.
Me too.
Nothing makes me happier than getting to full clear Turtle Rock early in a seed. And this isn't really early, but, you know, they haven't gotten that many crystals yet.
Goomba saying, yeah, I'm going to go full clear Turtle Rock right now.
There's something like a 90,000% chance that we're going to find progression in Turtle Rock.
I'm not sure you know how percentages work.
You disagree?
You know, I actually can't, because there's, what, 6 items in TR?
5 items in TR, but then the Mimic Cave would be a 6th, yeah.
Ah, okay, yep.
And I guess Pod was the other red, so we can add another 2 to that for 9 behind TR. So Caladrius going to the fairy room to get a full heal. We need more magic, though.
Yeah, still no magic, so he cannot take on Cold Stare yet.
Yeah, at this point, his best bet is to just kill some enemies and hope for a full magic drop, but that's not a good position to be in.
Ooh, and DT taking a death there.
Not ideal. And he's also out of magic and will have to leave.
Oh, poor Goomba.
What did Goomba do?
He hit one of the blue jellyfish,
Oh.
and it electrocuted him at the exact right second and knocked him off his platform.
It is very tempting to try and kill the blue barries as you're riding around on the platform. They're just sitting there all, like, serene. You have to swipe them. You have to.
Yeah, pretty much.
No hookshot. Goomba has to take the slow way around. Good on him for remembering. And those are boots in Checkerboard Cave. Gimme, gimme.
Gimme, gimme, gimme.
Alright, I take back what I said about the 90,000% chance. It's only like 89% now.
Considering all we're really missing at this point now is hookshot.
Yeah, hookshot would be go mode, or at least no mode for us.
Yeah, for us it would be no mode. Silvers would be nice, but I'm sure these runners are pretty skilled at doing silverless scan.
Yeah, the main concern with Silverless Ganon is not really like the difficulty of it, more just the time. Especially on Master Sword. It takes a very long time to spin him 24 times.
Very true. Techno deciding he's going to clear out Eastern after all.
Looks like Caladrius did end up finding magic, although I missed where.
Interesting, he chose to complete it when the only thing left was Compass.
He may be going for like a blind ped pull. You gotta imagine, after dying in Ice Palace, you gotta be feeling really behind. And I think it was called the sunken cost fallacy, where you need to make bigger gambles to make up for your gambles.
Yes. There are strategies in blackjack that rely on that. And if Ped were something, this gamble would pay off huge for him.
Yeah, he's going back into Thieves Town. He's gonna finish off Blind.
Unfortunately, this will put him even further behind now, because then he's probably going to go straight to Ped and grab Ped.
So what's the after your gamble to make up for your gamble doesn't pay off? What's the next gamble you make to make up for your gamble not paying off for your gamble?
Every time you lose, you're supposed to double your bet in blackjack. And then when you win, you start your process over at the bottom.
This just seems like a really bad idea.
I kind of thought the same way. But they say mathematically, if you have an unlimited budget, you'll always end up on the positive then.
I don't know if I believe you. The house always wins.
Not in blackjack. Proper play in blackjack actually gives the player slightly better odds than the house. That's why card counting gets you kicked out of most casinos.
I'm not allowed to gamble. My mom won't let me.
That's okay. My wife won't let me, so.
Well, I mean, if you think you should double your bet every time you lose, I can see why.
I didn't say that's the strategy I use. Because I agree with you, that's a terrible strategy.
Goomba showing us some nifty walk skips here to get around those lasers. There is a arguably easier way to do those walk skips than what he's doing, but you know, whatever works, he's pretty good at doing it like that. Very impressive from Goomba. And Technolink showing us the pedestal, just a piece of heart.
And yep, and he feels bad.
Yeah, I think Technolink pulling Pet there was just an example of like how behind he feels after dying in Ice Palace.
Yeah. He does it. And I can understand why he would, feel that way to just blind pull pedestal.
Yeah, he wasn't really expecting to find progression there. He was just really, really hoping.
Oh, and Trolldorm claims Caladrius.
Nice hammer Trinex there from Goomba, taking down that three-headed monster. Caladrius getting revenge on Moldorm. Get wrecked, Caterpie.
I'm a Weedle fan myself.
But he's not poisonous.
And that's why I like Weedle over Caterpie.
But Butterfree is best bug.
I won't disagree with you.
Ash is a monster for letting his Butterfree go.
Ash is a monster for a lot of reasons.
Aim for the horn!
Red Mail and Super Bunny, though, that's huge. Goomba's gotta love seeing that.
Alright, I think it's checkerboard time here for Goomba. So we didn't find any progression in Turtle Rock, did we?
Nope, not a one.
One thing.
And that means we may likely see Hookshot in Swamp.
Oh, that's terrible. Don't say things like that.
I know. Hookshot possibly in Mire, yep.
Goomba sees that hint, he's like, oh, Ruri. Ruri. Checkerboard progression.
Goomba, Chad pointing out that yes, Goomba does have access to Pyramid Fairy.
Yeah, when does he go there though? Like getting these boots means he can now full clear desert. He can get the Ether medallion, do Mire, and then Pyramid Fairy is like so much more nice to do like after doing Swamp.
He could do it after doing Aga, since he needs to do Aga anyway.
Oh, he can do it on the way to Aga. Yeah, I think that's what he'll do. Like after desert.
Yep, that's very possible.
So I think he probably hasn't checked the Lumberjack yet, so like he'll do desert boots checks and then Pyramid Fairy and then mirror into Aga Tower.
We see both Caladrius and, or we see DT in Turtle Rock now, and Caladrius getting his red man. We see quick land mouse. Oh, I thought he got all three, but no, he only got, there's his third one, so one cycle. Goomba with the one cycle there on land mouse. No, DT did not finish Ice Palace. He died to Cold Stare and then decided to nope his way.
Yeah, the same thing ended up happening to Technolink. You know, which for him led to blind pulling pedestal.
Yeah. I mean, for him to really get back in this race now, because he's quite a bit behind due to that Ice Palace death into the blind pedestal pull, he would have to be the first one to find hook shot.
There is a world where he still comes back from this, but it is looking pretty grim.
Yeah.
Goomba going to the right side. He forgot to grab the small key on the torch, unfortunately. Oh, Goomba. Oh,
Poor Goomba.
This just goes to show that even somebody of like Goomba's caliber, like he's a very amazing player. Even someone that good can still make little mistakes like that.
Absolutely.
Just a piece of heart. Okay, so he should do boots checks now, I would imagine. Yep, going to Sanctuary, that's what we'll see.
Yep. So we're going to see what's in King's Tomb. DT now doing Turtle Rock Dark Room.
Technolink takes down Cold Stare on the rematch.
Now the question is, when did he route in his Sahasrara check with that green pendant?
I mean, at this point, never. That's what it feels like.
Yeah, it really does.
He may end up doing it just because he like feels so behind. Goomba opting to check Lumberjack instead of grabbing it blind.
Slinky Avenger telling me to drink some water or something?
Well, you have to do what chat says. They're the boss. It's Aga time. Oh, I was hoping he'd do Pyramid Fairy. Technically blocking now that he has the boots. And I'm not sure why he's gonna enter Desert the vanilla way instead of just mirroring over.
Slinky, unfortunately, water would not help. It's a factor of my mouth that causes that.
Alright, so DT finishes off Trinex. He's gonna head over and get the Boots Lock chest in Kochake, maybe? No, he already did that. Didn't he? He definitely grabbed Bombas, I have no idea. He did skip Super Bunny, it seems.
Uh-oh, a unique red item. A unique item requires a big bomb.
Why didn't you do Pyramid Fairy on the way, Goomba? Didn't you know? I imagine with that hint, he will be headed towards Pyramid Fairy very soon.
And Pyramid Fairy will carry, like, magic powder.
Yeah, that's for sure. It could definitely be something that they don't really need. There's still several unique items we haven't seen. Silver's Red Boom, the Quake Medallion powder. But it could also be that hook shot.
It very well could. Or Silver's. Now, in the Link to the Past randomizer, are the blue balls from AGA universal for each runner, or are they still randomized?
It's going to be the same for everybody with the seed on their first fight with AGA. If for some reason you have to refight AGA, like say you died in the fight, then when you get back, it will be completely random again. But assuming no missed hits, everybody will have the same number of blue balls.
So 0 for Goomba.
Yeah, very nice AGA RNG.
Goomba going right away to get that ether medallion.
Oh, that's a quick way to get there. I never even thought of doing that. I always just save and quit to Sanctuary.
Me too. I usually just go Sanctuary over there.
It's not a portal that gets a lot of use in Rando. Ether, get!
Da 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 da.
So what have we not seen? We haven't seen Meyer, Pyramid Fairy. I think Cave 45 and Bombos are still a question mark.
Yep, I think that's about it. And it looks like now Goomba's gonna go ahead and check the Pyramid Fairy. As we see Technolink here coming up to take on Trolldorm.
Oh, front of swap. Right. You're absolutely right, Chet. Goomba walks into that Ropa on purpose, misses the dash, but he gets it off the Hinox. So normally hitting A to start a dash will drop the bomb behind you, but if you charge your dash while the bomb is trying to catch up with you, like after getting hit by something, it has no choice but to follow you. The timing for that is pretty tricky, though. And our unique item is...
There is our hook shot!
Go
That
mode.
is go mode. And that is go mode for Goomba.
Let's go mode. Let's go.
And that was at 1 hour and 27 minutes. So now the question becomes, does Goomba want to do Master Sword Silverless Ganon if he doesn't find the silvers in Swamp Palace or in Mire?
I don't think he'll have any problem with it. He'll probably check like the chests that are directly on the way. Like he'll check waterfall chests, but not stuff that he has to like transition to get to, like the flooded room.
And DT taking out Aga.
Yeah, unfortunately, DT's, although he is going to find go mode here pretty soon, is a bit behind, having to go back to Ice Palace as well.
Yes, he may be behind, but not necessarily out of it. He could still catch up with some skilled play here.
Yeah, I believe in Ganon's Tower, right? Like the big key routing, it can lead up to a difference of 7 minutes, like a tower room gamble versus doing tower room last. So there's a very big plus or minus there that could happen. And if anyone would do a tower room gamble, I think DT might.
Especially if he feels like he is behind at all, that then he might just try the tile room.
He knows he's behind after dying in Ice Palace.
Very true.
Did both Goomba and DT skip the second chest in Pyramid Fairy?
Goomba got it. It was a red bottle.
Yeah, I mean, like, you're looking at doing Master Sword Silverless right now. Like, bottles are nice to have.
Very true.
Oh, he does check Flooded Room. I would have thought he'd skip that one.
DT getting his ether.
That is go mode for In the Name of DT.
No, he's still missing his hook shot.
I think he just scrapped it. It just hasn't been updated.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure. That's why I asked about the bottle, because I think DT skipped the second chest.
Yes.
And he's gonna go Meyer first. It doesn't really matter. It's just, there's a lot of items you can find to make Vitreous a lot easier and simpler and faster, and not many things you could find to make Argus better. So in general, it just makes sense to do Swamp first.
And some beautiful Ice Beam strats there on Argus, who just gives up some blueberries.
No love in Swamp Palace, though, for Vitreous. So Goomba's Vitreous fight coming up is not going to be too much fun for him, so he does go grab a potion first. Hopefully he won't need it on the fight and he can take that potion to GT and Ganon. I think we'll probably see, like, cape strats.
And we see DT here heading through Misery Mire. Still nothing great that Misery Mire has given up, but...
Or the big key, for that matter.
Yeah, that's true. Also not the big key.
Well, there it is.
I say, speaking of the big key... Well, we have a little downtime here while they're clearing out Misery Mire. I'd like to remind everyone that later today we have at 9 p.m. Eastern the Key Sanity race for Link to the Past. And tomorrow at 2 p.m. we have the standard race as well for Link to the Past.
Yes, if you would like your mitts on my SRL points, please join the 9 p.m. tonight. I am not going to do well, I swear.
I won't be casting it, but I will probably be watching it. And of course, the big thing coming up at the end of the month on the 31st of August at 10 a.m., we have the Metroid Zelda Community Crossover Relay, where they'll be playing every Metroid and Zelda randomizer, it looks like, that we have for Nintendo and Super Nintendo? Yeah. No Zelda 2. So it'd be Metroid 1 randomizer, Zelda 1 randomizer, Super Metroid randomizer, Link to the Past randomizer, and then both combo randomizers.
That's a lot of randomizers.
That is a lot of random. So it's going to be basically an all-day event, and it's going to be fun to check out.
DT putting the cape to great use there to do a bunch of spins on those eyes. And then 8 arrows to the big eye finishes off Vitreous. No sword, no soldiers.
I like that is very true. Rando Zelda 2 is a lot of fun.
Oh, Goomba getting a little spooky here in Misery Mire. my god, he just changed the crystal switch without ever touching the crystal switch. It's like magic.
And he's gonna head on to his vitreous fight now.
Yeah, with quite a few less hearts and magic than DT had at the time. He does have a blue potion,
Yes, he does have a blue potion. Yes, and this will also be his 7th crystal, whereas DT still has Swamp and Ice Palace. So at this point, it really is Goomba's race to lose here.
Did you say 7th crystal?
Yeah, that is Goomba's last crystal right there.
You guys know what that means, right? Goomba is headed towards Ganon's Tower. Now, in Ganon's Tower, there are 22 item locations that can contain the big key that he needs to finish the game. If you would like to guess in which chest Goomba will find that big key, do so. Oh, they're already doing it.
Oh yeah, they were jumping on that one.
You can't even wait for me to finish the spiel? Oh my gosh.
So mean to us, I guess.
Which chat's so impatient?
I know.
Thankfully, he was able to save that potion, so he could just take that with him to Ganon's Tower.
As for tower chests, I'm gonna guess 1.
No, we need it to be in Tower Room so that DT has a chance.
True. Well, 1 could be tile room.
That's right. With how well Goomba's played to this point, I feel like he's probably not going to take any major gambles here. Just do one of the more standard routings.
Yeah, so for him, if it's tile room, it's going to be 22.
Oh, he's going to finish up Hookshot Cave real quick.
He's probably hoping to find silvers here.
A sword would be even better.
Or neither.
No love. DT not even checking the waterfall chest in Swamp Palace.
Caladrius feeling bad about that pedestal pull. A small piece of heart was on pedestal. And 1 is a small key, 2 is a small key.
Goomba headed right after finding one of those small keys. We call this the hybrid route. Unless he goes to Ice Armos, and then we call it full right.
And Techno looks like checking his Aga now. And quite unhappy with seeing that ether.
Nice compass room sword. Goomba does mirror after compass room, so this will be the hybrid route. He'll do full left from here, looking for that big key.
Looks like that was 8 there on
7.
7. 2, 6, yeah, 7. 8 big heart. 9 magic powder. 10 another small key. And 11 another sheet. So we have 2 shields here in Ganon's tower. Plagued exactly 1, 2, 5.
Coming up on lucky number 13 here in Fire Snakes. Bada.
The rando room has...
Oh my gosh.
So 17 so far, and no big key. It's getting closer and closer to that tile room.
I feel at this point Goomba is really hoping it is going to be Tower Room because every other round except for like Dark Magician or except for Pink Magician would have gotten to Ice Armless faster.
Here's 18. We are getting a Bombos tablet check here from Techno.
Nice quick kill there. Very important because he needs those arrows.
20.
Chest number 20. I don't see anybody guessing 20. You're all wrong. Better luck next time. Try your luck again. This is good because now they won't find out that there was no prize.
That's very true.
Oh, Goomba with the arrows. Not good. Okay, thankfully they did not despawn.
That would have felt bad if you ran out of arrows.
Meanwhile, DT finishing up Ice Palace.
I believe that leaves him with 2. No,
He's
just 1. Swamp Palace.
No, he already did that.
Oh, he did. You're right. Yeah. Goomba going through the gauntlet here. And Goomba making quick work of Landmo's too.
Everyone's favorite worms. Samaria versus Wizrobe. Samaria wins every time.
I loved when I realized I could do that.
Yeah, they're very satisfying rooms.
Goomba running dangerously low on magic here, though.
With the lamp, you can actually always do this room. Even if you got there with no magic, because there's small magic in those pots, which would be enough to light all 4 torches with the lamp. Of course, it's not ideal to go get the magic and then light the torches.
Griff, yes, he does have a blue potion, but I'm thinking he would want to save that for Ganon himself.
Yeah, he brought a blue with him, and then I think he also found a green in
yes, in Dark Magician,
yes.
I believe.
Caladrius without the boots has gone into left side swamp, unfortunately.
Let me see Techno now getting close to the end of Turtle Rock. And here comes Aga 2 for Goomba. Nice double there to start it off. And a second double.
3 cycles? I'll take it. So DT ended up choosing the Hope route for going towards the Big Key. This is going to get him to the Big Key faster than Goomba. Unfortunately, it does mean that he's going to miss out on that Tempered Sword in Compass Room.
And at the same time, we see Goomba taking on the pig.
The Big Pig. Nice 1 cycle phase 1.
And Technolink doing a nice clean job on Trinex.
And a 1 cycle phase 2. Ganon, please! Please, Ganon! Oh my god. Alright, so that was like 1,000 warps.
I was gonna say, come back tomorrow when Ganon decides to stop teleporting and we can actually finish this run. The silver arrows were in Ganon's tower.
Of course they were.
In the tile room, yep.
They were in tower room?
We checked 21 out of 22 locations.
Yeah, but there's also the 3 or 4 chests up the gauntlet we didn't see.
True. But we're all still saying they're in tile room just because that would be funnier.
DT will likely be checking those chests in the gauntlet since he's not getting that Tempered Sword. Nice triples out of Goomba, taking down Ganon a whole cycle earlier.
GG for Goomba there with the beautiful silverless cannon on a tempered sword. That was 151.04.
Goomba finishes first on the restream, first in our hearts, and first overall. Official time of 151.06. Goomba showing everybody how it's done. GG. And we welcome Goomba to the voice chat. Shout out to Ganon Warps. Am I right?
Yeah. So can someone explain to me why I won? Because, what? What kept everyone else, like, what's keeping everyone?
Deaths to Cold Stare was the big ticket thing on
Well, I
restream.
died to Helmasaur, so...
I
Well,
think it was just the troll seed that actually kept everyone behind. Nobody
It
really
wasn't
knew
really
where to
that
go.
bad, though.
Technolink and Caladrius both dying to Cold Stare and being so tilted or feeling so behind that they both ended up pulling Pedestal instead of going to Checkerboard Cave and whatnot.
I mean, I was going to pull Ped after Desert Palace, but then I didn't. Because all the remaining pieces just fell into place at that point. But I don't know, that seed felt pretty straightforward. It was just really slow.
Yeah, we found required progression in 2 of our pendant dungeons, and Skull Woods, of course, had a third, or had most people's tempered sword. It would have been your butter.
Mm-hmm. I don't know, I don't really understand how I won that race, to be honest with you. I thought it was pretty screwed after the Helmasaur death. Then I took some risks, like I just rushed Spike Cave immediately, because that seemed like the dumbest possible spot to find progression at that point in time. That didn't pay off.
Yeah, I don't know. I just they're like most things just ended up being required, and you skipped enough of the things that weren't to make up for the helmet death.
Blatantly walked right past Spiral Cave, for instance. Wasn't doing that. And I save and quit off the pyramid, whereas normally I would have continued up the catfish, but I fell behind, so I figured I need to just take the fire and roll with it.
I was disappointed you didn't do Pyramid Fairy on the way to Aga. I could just mirror after Pyramid Fairy to do Aga right after. But I guess if you're feeling behind, you know Aga's required, but you don't know that Pyramid Fairy is required.
I had a feeling about Pyramid Fairy when Turtle Rock was completely empty and Pod was also completely empty. But I figured, let's just do Aga. Because, like, if it turns out I need to do Pyramid Fairy, I can also just, like, killing Aga makes bringing the bomb there faster anyway, so it's not that bad.
And the silvers were just before Trolldorm 2.
Naturally.
Nice. Well, whatever.
But it's good news for DC, though, because he didn't go to Compass Room or Mocula.
Yeah, I wasn't really looking forward to doing Masters of Civil as Ganon. Game had my back, though. I mean, I guess if I didn't find the Tempered Sword, I would have opened all the chests upstairs and I would have found the silver, so it would have been fine.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, in this particular state, I don't see anybody doing Master Sword Silverless.
Yeah, probably not. You'd have to be pretty insane.
So Goomba, what do you think was the hardest part about that seed?
Helmasaur King.
He kind of pinned you down there, yeah.
You were doing bow for the second phase, weren't you? When he got you,
Yeah.
like you weren't trying to do the hammer hits or nothing.
Yeah, God, no, not with that low HP. But I don't know. He just kind of pinned me against the wall and spat fireballs at me. Wasn't really a whole lot I could do about it. I actually thought about buying a potion before going there in case I took a beating in the Dark Turtle room, but I decided, nah, there's no way I'll die to Helmasaur King, right?
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 Nah,
Just play
no way you
safely, and
died.
nothing bad will ever happen.
Yep. I also definitely didn't lose my NMG run earlier today to dying to Helmasaur King. Didn't happen.
Can you even die there? I don't think I've ever seen anyone die to Helma in NMG. It's completely simple boss where nothing ever goes wrong.
Yep. Much like Cold Stare and Vitreous.
And Mocula and Blind.
And Mocula, yep, and Blind.
Maybe not Blind. Blind's pretty straightforward.
I always end up messing up the blind script. If I'm on like good pace, that's when I mess up the blind script. It's when I'm a minute behind getting to Thieves Town. That's when blind goes super well every time.
Yep. But no, I don't know. I feel like the seed was relatively straightforward. I think the only really, like, aside from the whole dying to Helmasaur King part, the only thing that really went poorly for me, I think, is doing Death Mountain before getting boots.
Yeah, a little unfortunate, but you know, it made sense to go to Death Mountain first, because like if you go over to check checkerboard, you're also going into desert, which is probably boots locked.
Yeah. Jeez, collection rate.
And it looks like Techno is at his go mode now. He just picked up his ether.
And DT has slugged his way through phase 1 and 2 with the Master Sword, and just one more silver arrow to go. And that'll do it. GG in the name of DT.
Oh yeah, there was also the part where I forgot to grab the desert small-key off the torch. That
Oh
was
right, yeah. I
Yes.
mentioned that. I was making fun of you a little bit.
I was making fun of me too.
I remember I had just finished talking about like how great your hammer Trinex was, and then you skipped the small-key.
I was just running into the door for a second. I was like, wait, why isn't it opening? What am I doing wrong here? Oh,
Okay.
right.
Yeah, it just goes to show it does not matter how good you get at this game. You are susceptible to little brain problems.
Yeah, definitely. I'm also like, I've been up for a pretty long time. I'm getting kind of sleepy, and I was still kind of tilted from the whole Helmasaur King incident. So,
Alright guys, in the name of DT finishes second on the restream and 6th overall with a time of 1:59.05. In between him and Goomba was Cassidy Moan, Lin, Eluse, and Humbug. So GG's to all those runners.
yeah, I don't
So
know.
did you have anything else for us, Goomba? Any other thing you wanted to say?
I'm just trying to figure out why I won that race. I still can't figure it out.
I feel like a race like this, it comes down to execution, right? Just because most everyone did most everything.
Yeah.
So if you're able to do everything faster than everybody else did everything, then you win.
Yeah, I mean, I skipped some slow one-offs here and there, like Catfish. I never walked over to Bumper Ledge. Never went over to K45 after getting the mirror, almost tablet, stuff like that. I guess I could see people maybe not scouting Lumberjack and missing Ether for a long time.
Right. Well, we welcome in the name of DT to the voice chat. Welcome, DT. GG.
Hey there, thank you.
Hey, GG.
Yo, Goomba, GG, nice finish.
Thanks. I'm still a bit perplexed.
You shouldn't be. I can see where that could have happened.
I mean, I died to Helmasaur King, though. Why'd I win?
I died to Cold Stare, why'd I sub 2?
Oh, jeez. Fair enough. Yeah, I bought a potion before going to Ice Palace. Just nuke the shell, chug the potion, nuke the puffs. Easy enough.
Sure. Where was... I'm gonna ask this right off. Where was Tempered? Where was the third sword?
For some people, was behind the big key in the back of Skullwoods, and for other people, like Goomba, in Compass Room.
Okay, so we've seen all 4 swords collectively then.
Yep.
Cool.
Yeah, and the thing was, if you got to the gauntlet with the Tempered Sword, you probably don't find silvers, right?
Right, that's the trade-off, I guess.
Yeah, I didn't get the silvers.
At that point, you're upstairs. There's always the age-old question: do you check the top 4? And it's like, if you're missing tempered and silvers, I say yes. If you're missing one of them, probably not.
Generally, my rule of thumb is if I have tempered but not silvers, I'll check the Moldrum 2 chest. If I have both, I'll check none of them, and if I have neither, I'll check all 4.
Makes sense. Everyone's got their strategies. There's no right or wrong.
It was a pretty like it was almost linear, not quite linear, but near the end it started getting pretty linear.
Yeah, definitely.
I was thinking that for a while. It just seemed like a fairly long stretch of what was possible with a linear path. Because it's like you analyzing when you first get Dark World access, which I always think anyway, which dungeons can I beat, Crystal or Pendant? There weren't any crystals I could beat, but I could do Thieves Town. So that led me there. Of course, having... Where was Fire Rod?
Pyramid Ledge.
That was on the ledge. So that was open. I mean, that basically... We had all the tools to do Ice Palace fairly early, which... Mirror, which allowed us to even get up to Turtle Rock in the first place.
Yeah.
Even to get the bow, I mean, we needed myths and flute.
I guess that's potentially a time save for me. I got the flute like immediately in the light world, so I got the flute to all the places. I guess I probably saved some time there.
I mean, especially if you had the hint about where the bow was, you would have known to just go straight there afterward.
Oh yeah, yeah. I went to Marshall immediately after Thieves Town.
I personally did escape for around the 40-minute mark, and felt pretty bad about it once I found it, because it's like, hey, this is really, really accessible.
Yeah, I had flute at like 8 minutes, I think. Felt pretty good.
And I'm sure getting that flute super early also helped your time there, Goomba, because it gave you so much mobility.
Yeah, I probably shaved a couple minutes just clearing out the light world over a lot of people who got the flute much later, I would expect.
Yep, that's fair. What was your go mode item, Goomba?
Hookshot.
Yep, mine too. I think that's probably going to be a pretty common trend in this one. But then there's Ether. I know that with open mode routing, there's a lower chance for some people to go and check the tree, because you might start at like the south end of Kakariko and not actually get up that way.
Yeah, normally I scout Lumberjack like immediately as part of my opener, but since I got those 3 bombs in Sanctuary, I just didn't go up there because I didn't really need triples or bush crabs or anything. So I didn't scout either until much later. Basically, when doing the boots checks after desert.
You know, watching these races all the time as a commentator, I've noticed it's actually almost more common for people not to do the early lumberjack check and just wait till they have the boots to look at it.
Yeah, I tend to go up there just because I want the bush crabs and also the triples, so I'm there in
Yeah, I
advance.
do
may as well
the
just
same
look.
thing. Like checking lumberjack is part of my typical opening route.
Same for me. I just like having the knowledge, honestly.
For me, it's more just a bonus. But this time I decided not to go up there, again, because I had the bombs, so I didn't really need the resources.
Yeah, I think it costs like 20 seconds or something to check lumberjack, and most of that is refunded when everybody else goes to check it later with the boots.
Yeah.
That's fair. I still like going from Sanctuary to check the lumberjack and then to the north part of the Lost Woods, the mushroom spot. 'Cause it kind of puts it all in line then. It's not really out of the way. Just adds a few seconds to it, but early enough, I think it's always worth taking. You can take more of that time early on, I think.
Yeah, the main benefit is the bush crab and like the opportunity for 3 tree pulls.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah,
get,
for
like
sure.
like 5 rupees, like blue rupees out of the tree pull. Like I'll do 3 tree pulls if I haven't found bombs or rupees somewhere else.
Yeah. Oh, it adds
So I
up.
can buy some bombs.
Very
It
low
almost
effort
guarantees
for a
you
lot of
stuff.
benefit.
It's very rare that you don't have resources going into Kakariko with that opener.
Yeah, V30 removing the capacity upgrades helped a ton with that.
Yeah, that as well. Yeah, I basically last locationed the fire rod minus like catfish and the pendant dungeons. And then I just did Death Mountain, Desert, got my boots, did boots checks. So I either got the Pyramid Fairy in the Naga Tower, and that was pretty much it. Pretty straightforward after the fire rod. I was really tempted though when I got the fire rod to go to Skullwoods instead of Ice Palace because I felt behind after the Helmasaur death. But I figured I should probably not go too crazy.
It wouldn't have been the worst thing. Like you would have found Templates at least.
Yeah.
And have that available for like Trinex and Vitreous.
Yeah. I don't know, Vitreous wasn't that bad with the cake.
Well, I'm gonna hop on out of here. I got some stuff to take care of, but thanks for throwing me on the restream. It's always fun to do this from time to time.
Yeah.
And thanks for commentating and whoever we have tracking this afternoon.
So much love and GG's, guys.
Yeah, I'm gonna hop on out as well. So yeah, thanks for having me. Thanks for the commentary, tracking, etc. Viewers, thanks everyone. Community would not be the same without you.
Thank you for the race.
It was my pleasure. I'm still not really sure how I won, but I guess I'll take it.
You had 9 more collection than DT, apparently.
Wonder where that came from. I guess GT routing, maybe? Part of it?
Yeah, that would have
I'm
been an
not
extra 4. But then you didn't win the gauntlet, so I guess it's a wash.
Yeah. Well, in any case, I'm gonna head on out. So,
Alright,
yeah,
we'll see you later.
see you next race.
Yep. Have a good day.
Alright, Technolink headed up to the TR portal where he will soon be in Ganon's Tower. Caladrius a bit behind.
A bit behind finishing up his Meyer run.
Oh, the bot's dead. Uh-oh.
Oh yeah, it's been dead all race.
I was gonna see if there's anything coming up on this channel following. Probably not, though. Like, I know we schedule 2.5 hours for these races, but sometimes, like, if there's nothing after, then we can go over, no problem. Ooh, do we get to see some Mario Maker from In the Name of DT?
I'm all for that. That's the funniest looking Link to the Past run ever.
Pelagius running into a little trouble here on Vitreous, having to drink that red potion. Meanwhile, Technolink going through GT, headed over to Compass Room, where he will find the Butter Sword.
And it looks like, we have nothing on this channel until 7 o'clock.
Alright, cool.
And that's the Warpless Link's Awakening quarterfinals coming up.
Just a Butter Sword in Compass Room. Technolink will have to go left all the way to Icearmos to find that big key.
He's also going to be the only runner to get Mirror Shield. Or I suppose pretty much any... Oh no, I'm sorry, Goomba did get one shield. The one in Ganon's Tower.
Fully decked out then.
Well, and again, also Caladrius got his first shield, so we may see him with Mirror Shield as well.
I think Technolink also opened up all the chests in Swamp Palace, even though he didn't really need to. So he may end up grabbing silvers too at the back.
Well, at least he'll have a really easy Ganon fight then.
Yeah, I think that's the idea here. Like, Technolink knows, like, it's over, right? Like, he's definitely not going to be close to the top of the finishers. Might as well finish with an easy fight. Using bomb strats on these switches.
Rip bomb strats. So after the race is over, guys, over on the Speed Gaming 1 channel, we have Final Fantasy going on. Also on Speed Gaming 3, we have Final Fantasy going on. And at 5 p.m. over on Speed Gaming 1, we have Momodora going on, on the Speed Gaming 1 channel is Momodora at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. And if you haven't yet, guys, certainly drop all these runners a follow. They're all fantastic runners, and it's wonderful to see them practicing, or even apparently playing Super Mario Maker in the case of DT.
Technically taking down Ice Armos, and he finds a small key. And some rupees. And the big key! Was in Tower Room.
Surprise! Big key!
You just see him pause a little bit before opening the third chest.
Because I'm sure he was thinking, am I really going to have to do Tile Room?
It's like, oh, please no. Please no.
He's like, I already blind pulled Ped. I don't need Tile Room in my life.
Caladrius finishes off Argus. That is his 7th crystal. We're headed to GT. Technically making his way through the gauntlet, putting that half magic to use. Burn it all down.
Techno's now on his Landmost 2 fight.
Yeah, I don't think the seat was it really wasn't like a trolley seat or anything. Like you had to go into Eastern for Dark World access. There was no troll there, it's just something you had to do. Thieves Town had progression, but it was very much on the way, and the only dungeon you could full clear upon entering the Dark World. And then after that, it was just once you got to the pyramid, which, you know, everybody gets bottlenecked by eventually, like the seed just kind of laid itself out really nicely.
Yeah, I think it was mostly just some of the delays between progression items.
Yeah, it did feel like a tedious seed for sure. And Cold Stare and Helma giving Sunrunners some trouble. Mothula too, I think we had a death on Mothula. You gotta follow the coins, DT.
So yeah, I guess now we're gonna also be casting Super Mario Maker 2 as we Caladrius and Technolink finish up their seed.
Oh, Moldorm knocking Technolink off.
Roldorm, so mean. Caladrius starting left side for his, oh no, he did go right side first. Looked away
Yeah,
for a
he's
minute,
got-
but then I
He got
realized.
that butter sword.
Mm-hmm.
He'll get the mirror shield too. And Technolink did end up finding those silvers. But super easy Ganon fight incoming.
Yeah, with Butter and Mirror, it will be a quick Ganon fight for Techno and Caladrius.
World
And-
record for in the name of TT.
And I will be back shortly. I have a phone call I must take.
Alrighty, so Technolink starting his Ganon fight. Real easy fight here. 6 slashes, 6 slashes, 4 slashes, and 4 arrows will take down the big pig. Phase 1 complete. Phase 2 complete. Just hit him a few extra times just to be sure. And now for 1,000 warps. It's 5, 6 warps. 10. Oh my god. 11 warps. Oh, missing the early slash, but we get a double right here, no problem. One more hit. There it is. Down goes the big pig for Technolink. Technolink finishes 3rd on the race stream and 15th overall with a time of 2:24.58. GG. Welcome Technolink to the voice chat, GG.
Hello.
So, your favorite seat ever, right?
It's definitely no one rolls seats like Techno.
Yeah, it was a rather slow seed, to be sure.
At one point, I knew, okay, it's either going to be a pet seed or I'm going to be so far behind, so I just went for the deep dive into there. But yeah, I mismarked the fact that I did Stumpy on my tracker, so I never figured there was anything there, and I was like, okay, why is K5445 still open, but I haven't? But I already went to Stumpy. I was like, wait a minute, I never went to Stumpy, and then well.
Oh, I think we missed that.
Yeah, so I completely cleared Turtle Rock without the ice rod, and then, well, I found out you can't really beat a Trinex without ice rod.
That is true.
But from what I see, 150 even for the fastest runners. This seed was incredible.
Yeah, Goomba took first overall with 151, and he had a death to Helmasaur on his run as well.
I don't think I took any. Yeah, I took a death to blind. But yeah, it was a seed. Let's put it out.
Yeah, it was like required progression in 2 of our pendants, and then there was a sword in the 3rd.
Yeah.
A little rude.
Just a bit. So yeah, and then also, I didn't check the Lumberjack at the start of the game. I usually do it, but like the last couple of seeds that I've not done it, and this is the first time that it punishes me. So that's there. It's
Well, with how late the boots were for everybody, like it probably wouldn't have helped you that much to know that Ether was there in advance, because like you just go check Lumberjack when you do the boots checks.
pretty much. But it would have helped to know what I was looking for.
Right.
Because also at the start I made a few mistakes in my routing, and then I just went with it. So I really like checking Uncle and Secret Passage in Hyrule Castle at the start these days. But I didn't find anything there, so that's a shame. But yeah, very slow seed. Also getting the feeling that everyone was streamlined into the same area at the end.
Yeah, it was like at the end, it was pretty linear. Like once you had boots and lamp, like you didn't really have a whole lot of options left at that point.
Yeah, pretty much. It also showed in people ending the race, like it was a lot of people within 5 to 10 minutes. I think over half the race.
Yeah, it's just one of those races where like nearly everybody did nearly everything. So like the people at the top are usually going to be those who made the fewest mistakes or just had the better execution. And it makes stuff like skipping like little one-off locations, like maybe not going to Catfish, ends up being like really impactful.
Yeah, I believe that the entire Zora area had absolutely nothing, even though you got early slipper. Like that is not something that I see often. Like it's kind of like getting early Blue Cane, and then you know, okay, we have to use flippers, use Blue Cane for something, so, like Spy Cave or something like that. But it's a complete red herring.
I am back.
Oh, welcome back,
GG Technolink.
GG. Yeah, I was talking to Koi. It's like there were so many ways that you could have saved time on the seat. Like, I don't think that there was any. There was the mids were in Thieves Town, so the moment I died to blind, I should have probably just bailed out and not gone there anymore. But Well, it's a short trip inside. Like it's only like 2 minutes max. But yeah, it was a seat. I'm quite tired now.
It was kind of a longer seed, yeah.
Well, looks like Galadrius is heading up Ganon's Tower now, so I'll leave you guys to it because I don't really think I have anything to say about it.
All right, well, thanks for stopping by.
Yeah, and thanks for commentating, of course. Like, it's a long night.
Our pleasure. Down goes Moldorm 2 for Caladrius.
It looks like he also decided to get his silver arrows, so he'll have a pretty easy Ganon fight. Assuming Ganon teleport isn't trolly.
Oh yeah, you saw my teleports, right? I think I had like 10 or something at the start of the fight. It was ridiculous.
I'd actually stepped away at that point, unfortunately.
Okay,
So I didn't get a chance to see how bad it was.
it
Or
was more.
11 warps.
Oh my goodness.
I hope someone clipped that. I don't think you even have time to clip that because the clip is only 30 seconds. Well, I'm going to leave you to it. So I'm going to take some moments with rest.
Have a good night, Techno.
You too.
And I believe that is a Kafka quote from Ganon there.
Oh, I never read it anymore. Like the developers go to so much trouble to like add all these fun little quotes and stuff, and I'm all focused on okay, let's think about how many swipes it is, how many spins it is. I don't have time to read it.
Yeah, I can understand that.
One silver arrow in. Gotcha that.
And
No. Okay.
oh my,
Don't scare me like that.
Caladrius, what are you doing, man? I do like Technolink's name there. Please send help.
And Caladrius takes down Ganon, finishing 17th overall with a time of 2:35.27. A GG.
Big GG there for Caladrius.
I don't know if we're gonna get an interview though. We are. It's a real rough seed for most people, it seems.
Hello.
Welcome, Caladrius.
Hello, Caladrius. GG.
GG. So that was a dumpster fire?
No one's favorite seed today.
No, especially with the early deaths I took in Thieves Down and Skullwoods.
Right.
So yeah, after about 45 minutes I was trying not to tilt.
Yeah,
it's
you
almost-
look like
it's
you were
almost
having
too
a little
late.
trouble.
Not my day. But yeah, at least I got a nice surprise right before Ganon with the silver arrows.
Right. I mean, it was like it was a very slow, like tedious seed, but it ended up not being too trolly. Like the most trolly thing in the whole place was like Fire Rod on Pyramid.
Yeah, I found that rather quickly. But yeah, then I was skipping out on Thieves Town because
Right,
I died
yeah.
in there.
Yeah, most people get the mitts there and then have a few other places they can go before doing that.
Yeah. Whew. But yeah, that was rough for me.
Well,
Yeah, it was
not
just
counting
rough
the
in general.
deaths. Not counting the deaths, what would you say is probably the worst part of the seed?
Let's see which items were where. Oh yeah, having to do Aga 1 was pretty bad. I don't like doing that. And yeah, I forgot about Pyramid Fairy for a bit, so finding Hookshot really late. I actually got reminded about that by the hint in Aga Tower.
Yeah, unique item in Pyramid Fairy. Nice location for that.
Oh yeah. It's been a while since I had to full clear all dungeons. It's like, yeah, I had 2 pendants already and I was at pot, so I'll just finish up Eastern and pull pad, see what's up there. Figured I was behind anyway.
That sunken cost fallacy, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's like, I'm gonna have to make a play now, so I'm gonna pull pad.
Gotta make gambles to make up for your gambles.
Exactly. And it never works out.
Well, I think we're just about ready to wrap it up. If you have any final thoughts on the seed, now is the time.
Well, thanks for commenting and tracking.
Well, yeah, that's a given, though, but about the seed.
Yeah. Oh, about the seed. Well, I'm just deleting this and never looking at it again.
Sounds like a good strategy for everybody in this race. All right, guys.
Yep, I think that's a great plan.
Thank you guys so much for watching Speed Gaming. This was the 2 p.m. daily race of ALTTPR. Much love to our runners, Goomba, In the Name of DT, Technolink, and the man himself, Caladrius. Make sure to give those runners a follow. Show them your love. They deserve it. Also, our trackers, FaZe, 9 Alex, and Professor Renderer. And your commentators today was Koi, and with me was Kiss Gaming.
Close enough.
Say hi. Is it not Kiss? Caius?
Caius.
Caius Gaming. My bad.
Gaia's Gaming.
I don't
should've just
I don't have to say your name that often because you're the only one here. I just say, "Hey, you," and you answer.
Yeah, pretty much. I was tempted to just sit silent since you pronounced my name wrong.
My bad. Caius Gaming. Everybody here putting on a great show. Thank you guys so much for hanging out, and stay tuned to the Speed Gaming channels for more speed running fun, especially that 9 p.m. Key Sanity race tonight. Be there and watch me die.
And thank you, Koi, for casting with me. It was wonderful.
I try. All right, we'll see you guys. Bye-bye.
Bye, all.